You say, what should my VA say when calling? How far should that VA take the conversation? For me, this depends. Experience and their ability to understand and communicate in effectively. But initially, it should just be to the point if they're interested in in selling their property, not receiving an offer. I don't like when people say, "Well, you're interested in receiving an offer." Everybody's going to want to receive an offer. That just creates extra work. Are they interested in selling the property? That's what we really want to know. And if they say yes to that, yeah, then it should kick over. And then as they become more experienced, I'm okay with them getting to the point where they start planting the seed with sellers on, okay, do you have any idea what you might be looking to get out of it if you did sell it? Like, I'm okay with them asking that question. The biggest problem that people make when the VA asks that question and the seller gives a response, okay, is that when that seller gives a really high number, they assume they're not motivated, when in all reality, they're just giving that number just because they just threw a number out, right? So Pete, you still need to make sure you call with a lead manager or call yourself in order to figure out, well, why are they interested in selling? And is this number a real number, or did they just throw it out because they were busy at the moment? Like making sure you're doing the proper afterwards. But outbound VAs, I don't think they should really necessarily go past that that stage. They shouldn't go past the stage of getting either a number from the seller that they might be interested in, or just figuring out if they want to sell, period.
So the first sentence they ask is, are you the owner of 123 Main Street? And there's a yes or no. And then it was, are you interested in selling your property? Do you like that opener? Because as I understand what you teach, the first step is trying to get to a correct number. So
yeah, I don't like asking if they are the owner. I like assuming that they are. So if I'm doing an intro, I'm like, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna open up with, hey Johnny, what's going on?
Okay. And if my if my data's wrong and it says Johnny's the owner, but my data's off. Like I've noticed with Propelio, I use a bunch of Propelio data.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, I'm not sure they updated everything.
Yeah, well, that might happen. And if they say, "Oh, I'm not Johnny," like, "Oh, okay, do you happen to be familiar with the property at 123 Main Street?" And if they say, "Oh, yeah, I own that property," I'm like, oh, "Okay, I must have mixed up the names." And so just trying to always start the conversation from the perspective that I know who you are, like we're already friends, and not, are you so and so? Because you want to eliminate the opportunity for them to have an exit. And by asking in the beginning, like, hey, are you so and so, that gives an exit for them to deny it. Right. And so, but if you call them like, hey, Johnny, and they say, what, hello, who is, yeah, who's this? It's Johnny now. And so you're getting the same answer that you're trying to get, but more direct, because if you say their name, they're going to respond to that more emotionally than if you ask if it is them or not them. Gotcha. So come from the perspective of like, assuming that it's them and assuming that that person is the owner. Sometimes we get where, yeah, this is Johnny, but I have no idea what property you're talking about, which happens pretty often with skip tracing, right? It gets one Johnny and another Johnny mixed up. If it ends up being where it is a different owner, then yeah, you just kind of handle that as it happens, and which with probate is going to be more common than tax delinquency. But really, that's why you also want to try to get this stuff from the county with this really niche stuff. Get the bulk stuff initially, but then build the process internally to get it directly from the source, and you'll end up being thankful you did.